Hey guys, Rob from Georgia here again, and just want to again try another top 10 of sorts. This time I'm going to spend just a couple minutes and highlight what I think, well, I know, were the most influential cover art work, film, uh, VHS cover boxes when I was a kid, or perhaps the theatrical posters. Those things that influenced or impacted me the most as a kid, maybe just caused me when I was in the video store, to grab a film off the shelf and go rent it multiple times, maybe too many times. But anyways, first of all, just I want to throw out a thanks again to everyone out there who has subbed. Really appreciate it. And all those who have left comments, recent and from the beginning, appreciate it. Keep on leaving comments. I love reading and I love answering comments. But thank you for just tuning in and listening to me rant for a couple minutes. But today, I just want to spend, again, a couple minutes and highlight 10 movies that when I go into the video store and I see that, I mean, I could have had 2 or 3 other movies on my list. But when I saw that video cover, well, whatever was on my mind went out of my mind, and I grabbed the movie that I'd already seen a million times over. And plus, my room, I really wish, now I do have an old VHS tape somewhere that actually has a video recording of what my room looked like when I was a kid, and it was like wall-to-wall theatrical, all horror film posters. My favorite video shop back in the day, I'd say, late 80s, early 90s, was a place called Movie World. And, they had that castle in the back where you walked up the stairs, the few steps, and they had all the horror films in one little area. That was pretty cool. And a lot of Italian or foreign, mostly Italian, but foreign films. I mean, that's where I met Argento and Fulci and, Savea and, just a lot of the guys that I still love to this day. But they also had movie posters for sale, the original theatrical film posters to a lot of my favorite horror films, and they were only like $3.50. Go figure. Find a movie poster for that amount today. And unfortunately, as with a lot of times when you're a kid growing up, I lost a lot of that stuff, and kind of stinks, because I think one of my favorite film posters of all time was from Michele Soavi's Stage Fright, the original theatrical artwork for that. And so anyways, enough rant. I just want to go ahead and cycle through real quick. 10 films. Again, the artwork. Now, not all of my films, unfortunately, they don't represent the original intent. These days, it's hard, getting DVD or Blu-rays that still have the original artwork from back in the VHS days. That really stinks. But I did throw up a quick compilation at the end of this video that will highlight some of the things I might have had as movie posters in my room or whatnot. So anyways, here we go. Number 10 from 1992. It is, of course, Peter Jackson's Dead Alive. I mean, come on. That artwork. By the way, I picked this up actually not that long ago at a video store called Movie Stop, and for only $8. Well, that was a deal. So Peter Jackson's Dead Alive. Love that artwork. Absolutely love that artwork. Number 9, Michele Soavi. I mentioned it earlier, of course. And it is, of course, Stage Fright. Now, this isn't the original. This is my UK version. And, of course, I got the American cut, and which has even more horrific artwork. I don't like it. Eventually, I'm going to get myself be it Blu-ray, or maybe I'll just have to go on eBay and find a VHS copy. But I so badly want to get the original artwork. But this is definitely much better than I can't even remember who released the other one. I do kind of like this one. This was kind of cool. So number 9, Stage Fright from 1987, Michele Soavi's. Number 8, of course. Who was influenced by this? Sam Raimi's Evil Dead 2. I mean, that is just. I mean, that artwork is simplistic, but to the point. I absolutely love this artwork. It's just awesome. Absolutely awesome. Number 8, Evil Dead 2. Number 7, when I would go into the video store, I'm telling you, man, every time I see this VHS tape, and it was usually up high on the higher level shelf for some reason, and I rented this movie so many times as a kid. Of course, George A. Romero's Day of the Dead, and this is my Anchor Bay copy. It is actually really kind of sweet, kind of pops open like that, and there's some stuff, and it's kind of a sweet copy. I like that. So Day of the Dead, number 7 from 1985. Number 6. This, of course, does not get across the original intent, or at least what I had on VHS or saw as VHS, but Argento's Phenomena, of course, I rented it as Creepers back in the day. And of course, that's 1985 as well. But in the Arrow release, it is kind of nice because they do give you, pull this out real quick. That's, of course, the way the VHS tape would have looked back in the day when I rented it. And so that's kind of cool that they put that in there, the cover, the little booklet. But the Arrow copy of Phenomena, Dario Argento, 1985. Of course, when I rented it, it was Creepers. Of course, that was number 6. Number 5. Again, this is not the original artwork. I hate it, but it is my special edition Infinifilm copy of Wes Craven's A Nightmare on Elm Street. That original artwork, there might not be I really wish it would have been on the cover on this. But the original artwork for the theatrical poster, that might be the most haunting film poster. I mean, I absolutely love that film poster, and I really do wish one of these days I'm just going to break down and get myself one that I can have framed. But I would have had that on my wall too, I'm sure, when I was a kid. But I absolutely love that artwork for the original 1984 Nightmare on Elm Street. Number 4, David Cronenberg. Now this does get to a little bit to the intent, the original intent. I rented this a zillion times too when I was a kid on VHS. Scanners. I mean, again, iconic, simplistic. It just begs to be watched. This is a phenomenal film from him. One of my favorites from him. Of course, the exploding head in the beginning, and it just some great practical effects. But I mean, that poster really just begged for that film to be watched. So David Cronenberg's Scanners, number 4, and of course Scanners from 1981. Number 3, Joe D'Amato's from 1980, Anthropophagus. Of course, back in the day, I would have known this as the Grim Reaper, and I'm pretty sure that cover reflects pretty good, I think, the VHS cover that I would have rented back in the day. Of course, it would have been known as the Grim Reaper back in the day. But that artwork too is phenomenal, and that's just a fun movie to watch. So number 3 from 1980, Anthropophagus, or the Grim Reaper. Number 2. And number 1, maybe the most simplistic artworks, but the ones that just tugged on your imagination the most, I think, especially when I was a kid. Ridley Scott's, of course, 79, Alien. Just absolutely phenomenal. It's very simplistic artwork. I didn't have to do a lot. I mean, if you ever notice, it's probably the same today, but back in the day when we rented a lot from stores, you could usually judge a good movie based on how simplistic the artwork on the box was, it seemed. The more extravagant or eccentric the cover was probably most likely, they were just begging you to get it because the movie sucked. But 1979, number 2, Alien, and of course number 1 on my list. This artwork has haunted me forever since I was a kid. And of course, it is 1975 Steven Spielberg's Jaws. I mean, it gets no better than this, I think. I mean, simplistic, the shark coming up through the water. I mean, refreshes the old nightmares as a kid. I haven't seen this, and how absolutely crazy that first opening scene is with that girl. But 1975, Steven Spielberg's Jaws. And so they're not the only covers, but I thought I would just grab 10 that influenced me as a kid. And, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Brain's not working right now. But there are 10, of course. Jaws, number 1, Alien, number 2, number 3, Anthropophagus, or the Grim Reaper, number 4, Scanners, number 5, A Nightmare on Elm Street, number 6, Phenomena, or of course it would have been Creepers, number 7, Day of the Dead, number 8, Evil Dead 2, number 9, Stage Fright, and of course number 10, Dead Alive from Peter Jackson. And I'm trying to think. My brain's just not working right now. But there you go, cover art. So if you've got a favorite VHS tape that you used to rent back in the day, if you're as old as I am, or even today, I mean, is there a film that just recently came out today that just the artwork just haunts you? You just think it's pretty cool. The Witch is pretty simplistic. That's a nice artwork. And although I didn't really like the movie, it was okay. But the Evil Dead remake, I thought the theatrical poster for that was pretty cool too. But there's my 10, and we'll leave it at that, I guess. So again, continue to just have an awesome Memorial Day weekend, and as always, go Bills.
Base Soul, take 1.